happy day. I am jumping on here because I was going through my normal bouts of processing, and he's got a melon. And as I was going through it, I was like, whoa, you know, there are so many people who could probably benefit from the same processes that I'm going through and apply it to the different areas of their life. And because we're in full moon energy right now, we're in the mode of manifestations, right? But before you can manifest, you need to make room for the new energies to come in. And that means to release. I recently discovered the Kubler-Ross model of grief and loss, and oftentimes that's applied to areas of like death or and then there's like all these communities that can come around and support the person for that loss and go through it. But for the other aspects of our life, you know, the areas that we had expectations, we will also feel grief and feel the energetic effects of all that. And with this model, you can actually go through and process all of that the same way you would do losing a loved one. I did not have access to this information whenever I was processing. I just would process it, but because a couple of days ago this model came up on the slide of the course I was taking, I was just like, oh my goodness, yes, absolutely, I definitely resonate with this. And it goes through and talks about the different stages. The first stage being denial, the second one being anger, and there's bargaining, depression, and acceptance, right? So in the denial aspect, it's like, okay, so this thing is happening. Is this really happening? No, it can't be happening. And then,
my tongue hurts.
Oh, your tongue hurts? Try to chew slowly, okay? I know it's so sweet and tasty, but we need to chew slowly so we don't hurt ourselves. And really savor it and appreciate it. And then the second one is anger. So it's like, then you just get really frustrated. There's all this pent up anger inside of you and needs to go somewhere. And that's where the next stage comes into bargaining. Sometimes what we'll do is like to make the situation better or to try to insist on the outcome that we want. We're creating this resistance, right? And so we try to bargain, and it doesn't work, right? Maybe it can for a short period of time, but ultimately you're not doing yourself the justice of just letting it go, because the divine has something else in works. Whether because you wanted it and you manifested it and your guides are answering you, or because it's just the way that things are going to flow, and then you'll realize it in the future. The next stage after that, when you realize that, okay, this bargaining pattern isn't sustainable, there's depression, there's sadness, right? And so then we have to go through and process all of that.
It's
and
mine.
then the next one is
It's
acceptance.
mine. It's
Yeah,
mine.
go ahead and eat some more. And this is what I was going through this rising, right? So the situation that I'm in, I've already processed all of this stuff cerebrally. I am okay with it. I understand that the divine has this great plan, and I can even see bits and pieces of it. And so I have gone through the stages.
Ooh, ah, oh, eh, ah, oh, e, ah.
And accepted it. Brianne, can Mama speak? Because the things that Mama's going to speak about are very, very important. So mentally, I've already processed all of this stuff. And as I'm going through the physical, because you know it's internal, then it's your external environment. And as I'm going through the physical and seeing all these things come and being a part of that, I'm like, okay, I know that there is energy inside of me that still has to process, because it all happens in stages. So just because my mind has already processed it doesn't mean that energy has completely flowed through me. And so I start to talk to myself through this. I was like, okay, this is what's happening right now, and this is why it's happening. Are there any residual feelings inside of me right now about this situation? And so I'm pondering. I'm like, okay, maybe if I just start talking about like what is happening right now, maybe something will come up. And so I'm talking aloud to myself about what is happening. And then I start to get these waves of sadness come up, and you can feel them like as tears, right? Because that's when your body is trying to move energy. It's like, okay, we have these really cool tear ducts and we can put energy in there and then release it through the body. Side note, if you've ever seen the crystalline structure of tears associated with whatever emotion is attached to it when the person is releasing the tears, it's absolutely beautiful. I know, I did not mean. I'll put my pen down so I don't hit your fork. And not that you guys can flow around like this. This is very much like mom life, and I just like, it's life. So the message will come through either way if you can follow along with me. And so these tears are coming up, and I feel like our society has shamed crying, and we are at a point. Excuse me. Hi, that is his wagon. So I know he left it over there, but maybe you guys can play together. Do you want to go play? Okay.
Go play.
Yeah, maybe she wants to play with you. You guys can... Yeah, they're fun to play together. I just didn't want it to like...
Well, no, I thought it was those ladies over there that was with their kids.
Oh, okay.
Because they brought a bunch of toys.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's very friendly and sociable.
It's,
But maybe not fair force.
No, let's not do that. Okay, come on. That's it. Come on. Not. What happened here? Oh, okay, I guess it broke.
Yeah, it's like, here's one of those.
Okay, all right. Can't do that. I'm going to take you away from the distraction. Thank you, though.
Of course. And you know, this physical occurrence that just happened is very much like what happens in real life. You know, we can be processing our stuff, and then a distraction will come in, and we will stop and we'll put our attention on that because that's a priority. That's what's happening in the moment, right? Like our emotions, we'll put it on the back burner, but it's important to come back to it. It's like, okay, that's gone. Now where was I? And it just means that you're processing everything in divine time, in its own little divine order. And when the tears are coming, right, energy is coming, society has made it so that there's this natural tendency to shame crying. Like, I shouldn't be sad right now. I don't want to be sad. It's not a fun feeling, right? But it's emotions, it's energy that wants to be released. And so whenever we're resisting it, we'll feel like this knot of energy, and oftentimes it's in our stomach. And it actually depends on where that grief energy is coming from, depending on the circumstance. What I learned is that through in my personal life, it was like a lot around like love, right? And so whenever I would suppress that energy, it goes straight to your reproductive organs, and that's where the dis-ease starts to happen in your body, because now all this energy is trapped in your body, and it has to go somewhere, right? And then it's just not good. So it's really important to release this energy, and so there's different ways you can do that. My method was like, okay, I'm feeling it come up, and I'm feeling it start to like knot up in my stomach, so I'm going to breathe. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. That way you're creating this cycle, right, that the energy can flow through. It's coming up and out, or in and out, however that visual works for you. There's other ways that you can do it just by moving your body. You can like shake, 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 shake. You can dance. Yeah, I talked about the somatic breathing because there's like several different techniques that you can do. A lot of people will go and exercise like, I just got to get this energy out, get this energy moving. Yes, do all of that. Another thing that you can do is you can tap. You can tap on the top of your head, right here, in your cheeks, here, even your thymus, maybe your lymph areas too. And all of these different energetic pathways will help create air pathways essentially for the energy to move through your body so it can release. And what you can also do is just talk through like what you're going through. So like this is happening right now because there is a divine purpose for all of it, and I trust that the divine is navigating this and will keep protection, safety, and guidance over the situation, right? And so when you allow yourself to feel these energies that come through, not just like suppress it because it's not a feeling you want to, you're able to actually release it. You're not storing it in this container, your vessel, and you have made room for your next manifestations, right? And so during this time and any time that you wish to manifest, remember it is very important to process the things that you're going through so that you can release it and make room for the new. I think that's all the message I really have to share with y'all today. Actually, no, because we've already went through this, I'm going to go ahead and talk about manifestation. There's so many different ways that people can manifest. I have a meeting here shortly, and I'm going to be teaching someone on this process after I talk to her about this very important first step. And I do it in the ways of energy, right? So really feeling and embodying what it is that you want to happen as if it's already happened, right? So peace. What does peace feel like? Or if it's like a certain situation that you'd like to manifest, what would it feel like to already be in that? And so then when you feel that, you do want to express gratitude. Just express gratitude that it's here, that it's on its way, that the wheels are in motion, and be ready to receive it. Feel what it would feel like to receive what it is that you're manifesting. What it would feel like to exist in that manifestation on a daily. And do the same with your fluids, with your food, especially if they're living. This is Kangen water, so it's electrolyzed water. It's very much alive. Y'all don't know about this. The water goes through a filtration system, of course, and then it's run over a series of 5 titanium plates. And these plates put the energy into it, and you can actually choose what level of pH that you want for it, depending on what you're using the water for. This is 9.5, the detoxification one. But what's really cool about the Kangen water as well is that it splits the molecules into 5 particles, so it's a lot easier to penetrate your cells. And so whenever you're doing that, your body cells are able to bring in the water to it and detox, so like pushing out any of that energy before that you were trying to get, because now it's just garbage, right? It's just like the body needs to excrete it, and a good way to do that is make sure that you're extremely hydrated. So of course you want to do your fluids, so like really good water or cold pressed juice, or even high vibe fruit, live raw fruit. And it's also, as a side note, really good to make sure you're doing that at least once a day. Like typically in the beginning of the day is great because your body has fasted overnight for that whole time, and now you can like really start to do the energy work and set your day up for whatever energy ripple that you would like to see and exist. So basically what you just did in visualizing and feeling what you would like to manifest, you will hold on to your food or drink and imagine that energy going through your heart space and into the food and drink as well. And then you can dose yourself with it. Okay, that's all I have for now. I feel like that is enough distractions and enough information. Love y'all.